Guys, Deluded Guno here again. Someone got in my comments and asked me our plans for next year. Now, I've spoken of this many a times what I want to see, and this will be the last time I speak of this because it is quite jarring because I keep saying it. But for those of you who haven't seen it, let's go into it again. Now, next year on the surface, of course, the most basic thing, if anything, has got to be getting back into the top four. Yeah, we've been getting it for 20 plus years. We have only ourselves to blame. A point off it makes it even make a point off top four. Sorry, makes it even worse to take personally for me because you look at the Palace games, you look at the West Brom, you look at the Liverpools, you look at all of them silly points that were dropped in the draw against Middlesbrough, them silly points, and literally at one point would have made the difference. If it was 3 or more, fair enough, that would have, well, they all basically would have been the same thing, but you get where I'm going, like, a point just frustrates me more. So, we've got to get back into the top four Champions League as well. If you're a betting man, I can't lie, it might seem silly now because we've really been crap, but it's our first year that we failed to get out of that under Wenger. It's our first year that we failed of it in some people's lives. So you'd like to think 1 year, 20 odd or whatever, it's not that bad. But not to go into it, you guys know why it's that bad. I've spoken about it again. But yeah, but personally for me, it's got to be the league. It's got to be. I've spoken to you guys before about I was looking at a 3-year plan and things of that nature. Maybe I was 1 year off in my calculations in 2017-18 might be the year. I'm not suggesting for a minute we're definitely going to win the league, but that certainly has to be the target. I mean, last year, over 100 million or 90 million or over 100, whatever, spent. This year, Lacazette pending almost a total in 50-something if he reaches all his add-ons, requirements and stuff of that nature. Fair enough, we've got a free transfer clause in Kozlazniak or whatever his name is, with Wenger allegedly after 1 or 2 more, so you'd like to think it's going to be a similar fee from last year. So that's over 200 million for a club that doesn't spend money, and we know they don't spend money and things like that and splash on targets. You don't spend all of that if you're not trying to target the league. For me, like, we have to go after the league for so many reasons. We haven't had it for a while. I've spoken about how we've typically crumbled. We know Arsenal's a running joke. I mean, we were a joke. If the league was until December, maybe not last year, but until December of many years, we'd win it. Typically, we've been in, I think, 013-14, the one of recent years. Remember when we capitulated against Liverpool? And 07-08 as well. We should have won the league. So, of course, for many reasons, the drought, the main one, we need to win the league. And this is what these boys talk about, and it's time for them to prove their minerals. Of course, whether it happens is another different saying in itself, in the sense that you need to want to win games, win ugly, win pretty football, win games that are not winnable. There's a famous saying: if you can't win, don't lose. And we've lost some dumb points. The Palaces, the West Broms, Liverpool ×2, whatever fuckery we did at Stamford Bridge. The United away. If we turn up, we might have got something out of that game, in my opinion. But we didn't. They took the lead, and we just about Giroud and Ox saved our blushes, and we drew. Things of that nature. So that needs to change. You need to want to win every game, somehow do it. Me as well, not thinking too far ahead. Just I've told you guys how I look at it. From August, you make it to December. December, you focus until February. February till April, and then you're in the final straight. Sorry, when you're in April, you know March. However many games left. Let's just do our thing. Let's just do our job. Let's just get results done. Defensive line as well. The defensive line, we know for years we're poor from set pieces and crosses and things like that. And if you've got a direct winger that puts the ball into the box, you have half a chance against Arsenal. We need to pattern in that respect. I'd say our players, when we switched to 3 at the back, they were on it, but they need to be on defending as much as they're on attacking, because there's points in that year, in that season, where players were all down for going forward, but they were cheating themselves, and results don't lie. We deserve to be 5th. I mean, West Brom, the best example. Ramsey and Oxlade, terrible man marking. It was a terrible man marking as a whole, but them two in particular, West Brom away, because 2 set pieces, especially after we conceded one before and no one was switched on. So I can't remember if it was Ramsey or Ox, but whoever messed up for the second one, I'm definitely on you for that. I've spoken about the defensive things and the crosses, and if you go and look at Gabriel versus Liverpool, Gabriel versus Benteke, you've seen these crosses. Even if we go back further, Gabriel against United, Gabriel against West Ham, like the same crosses. So defensively we've got to improve. We've got to stop setting up crosses, because there's a handbook to play Arsenal. It's annoying. You have direct wingers, you put balls in the box, you stay compact defensively, and you have half a chance, especially when you come to the Emirates. And while we're on the subject of the Emirates, stats might not back it up, but we need to shut games out away from home, man, because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of times it was either 0-0 or 1-0 when it should have been 4 or 5 going into halftime. We've got to kill games. We've got to make the Emirates like Highbury, where people were scared. People relish the Emirates. It's sad that people actually relish going to Old Trafford and Arsenal nowadays, man. It's ridiculous. So we need to improve. We need to improve in that department. Away from home, of course. I don't know. Arsenal have a funny way of stats of stats suggesting we're better than we actually are. So I don't know for our away record off the top of my head. But against big teams, we were atrocious. That needs to improve. Stamford Bridge away, we need to win at Stamford Bridge away. We ain't done that for a while. When Santos and Van Persie, see, the fact that I'm bringing up them guys there, not even at the club, ain't been there for years. Shout out to Chelsea for being unbeatable against us. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd relish it. But we need to do that. I'd love to win at United at Old Trafford again. The Etihad, we need to win there because we could have done that last year. Anfield, we need to fix up at Anfield. I'm tired of this. These are the games that define the season. Like this, you need to show courage. We need to show that sort of mental strength and toughness. So, guys, these are some of the things I need to see next year. And I need to just see everybody galvanized, everybody siege mentality, everybody on this. Whether you're Alexis Sanchez if he's still here, or you're Carl Jenkinson if he's still here. And you guys know how much I think about the guy. But to illustrate the point, you all have to be on it. You all have to be pressing each other. Spurs ultimately didn't win anything last year, but they can all be proud of themselves. I want us to move like that. Everybody believing. They didn't lose a game last year at White Hart Lane. Why? Because they believe siege mentality. Like I've said in a previous video. If the players do their job on the pitch, the fans will follow. Not Liverpool, sorry. Spurs players at White Hart Lane, the best example, did their job, terrorised teams. The fans recognised that. Get behind that. You heard all the Kanes, one of our own, and all of these sort of things. Dele Alli's better than Zidane. All of them little things. However the chants go, things of that nature need to return. Of course, I'm not saying we're going to win the league or do this and that for any amount of imagination or whatever. But yeah, this is what we need to do. Europa League, I can't lie to you guys. I don't care about it. My attitude on it is exactly like Jose's. Jose didn't care about it at first, but when you see that you can get to certain rounds and you can fathom that you can win it, why not? Why not? It's a trophy at the end of the day, but I don't care about it. It's some Champions League light. It's Champions League for failures. We failed, so we're in it. There's no way around it. Don't sugarcoat the Europa League to me. But anyways, guys, these are some of the things I want to see going into the season. I know I said I won't do this again, but I probably will in pre-season when I see different things. But comment, subscribe. Thank you.